My first happened 30 years ago. It was March 1984. I was an undergraduate student at Drexel University, and I was a commuter student as well. And that means that I left Drexel, went to 30th Street Station, and took the R8 train up to Chestnut Hill, if anyone knows that route. So I did that every day. And on this particular March, cold, windy day, I leave the West Philly campus and head over to 30th Street Station, and I'm bundled up because it's cold, and it's windy, and I'm like, walking down past the Evening Bulletin, the old Evening Bulletin building, and toward 30th Street Station, not paying attention to anything except my feet, and I come upon these trailers that are ringed around the station. Front and back, no gaps in between. I couldn't get around them, I couldn't get to my train. There were cables everywhere, I couldn't see, it was so cold. I was walking around, I didn't see the big blue logo with the white mountain on it, and underneath it said Paramount Studios. And I was walking around trying to get into my train, I knew I was gonna be late, and I go this way, and bam, I run into this guy, and I grab him by his tan corduroy jacket. And I say, excuse me, sir, and we fix each other. He goes 2 steps, I walk around, and he goes around the corner, and I stop and freeze. And I wasn't frozen because it was under 30 degrees. I froze because I realized that I just ran into the man who would become the #2 highest grossing action figure superhero, I guess, star in Hollywood films. That's right, it was March 1984. 30th Street Station was the set for Witness, the movie, and I had literally ran into Harrison Ford. When I turned, he was gone. And I said, my hero, my movie hero. I mean, you know, Han Solo, that guy in Blade Runner, right? So I went running after him in the 30th Street Station. I found how to get in. Nowhere to be found. But there was the set for Witness for that day. And I asked some guys, like, where's Harrison Ford? Don't ask, he's not around right now. But I did find out that they were going to be shooting all week. So I thought, I'm going to find him. Tomorrow I'm going to come back before my Calculus 2 test at noon and hang out at 30th Street Station and meet my superhero star. Not really a superhero, but an action hero. So I go to 30th Street the next day, and in the center concourse, where the giant room, in the center where that train departure arrival thing goes, they were setting up this scene. And there were police barricades and caution tape, and they had the little kid, Lucas Haas, I think his first movie. He was a little Amish kid. They were shooting the scene of the little boy looking at the go down. So I'm walking around, all the locals were kept at a distance, but you know, me in my 20s, I kind of like to go where I wasn't supposed to go, so I went underneath the police barricade tape, and I hung out on a pew, one of those wooden pews, with a bunch of people, and watched all the action and the lights and the actors, and it was really cool seeing this happen. I was in the movies, and I wanted to see Harrison Ford. So I'm talking with the lady next to me, and she says, oh yeah, you're here with the extras. And I'm sitting next to a row of a dozen extras. And I'm going to be in the movie Witness. I didn't know it was Witness at the time. So I'm talking to her, and she says, yeah, I was a hooker in Trading Places, and I was a street person in Blowout. You know, these are top-notch Philly representation jobs here, you know, Hollywood films. So she said, any movies you've been in? No. I said, who's your agent? Agent? I don't have an agent. Well, how did you get the call? I said, lying on my feet or seat. And I said, oh, the theater department at my school. They sent me here. Oh, okay, well that explains it. And I said, explains what? And then the second unit director calls us up. And we're to go and walk behind Lucas Haas. And I said, explains what? What are you doing? So I'm following the lady, and the second unit director says, no, you just walk back and forth behind this Amish kid, and that'll be great. So I was like, explains what? Well, it explains that, the woman said, that, you know, we were told, to wear muted clothing, browns and grays. So here we were in this dark, dank 1980s 30th Street Station, little kid wearing the black clothes, everyone else wearing browns and grays, and here I am in a nice button-down bright yellow shirt and Kelly green pants. I was a Phillies cap away from the tallest traffic light of all time, okay? And so we got called to action, and we walked back and forth, and it was great, and I said, screw Harrison Ford, Han Solo guy, you know, I'm in the movies now, you know? And so we walked, but the test time was coming, and I had to say goodbye to my friends. I slipped back under the barricade, said goodbye. A year later, went to see Witness, when movies used to be out for a year. And I waited for that scene near the beginning of the movie, and I was on the cutting room floor. No Kelly Green pants. And that was my first time I broke on a Hollywood set in Philadelphia. Thank you.
Marty Hoban, everybody.